Special thanks to Municipal Captioning for sponsoring tonight's program. Welcome to the 2021 Hometown Media Awards celebration. I am Jessica Rue France on the FACM Board of Directors, calling in from Asheville, North Carolina. The National Awards Program recognizes achievement in public education and government access television and community media work across the United States. The program is presented by the Foundation of the Alliance for Community Media. Thank you all for joining us in what is a very special celebration. This year, we added 2 categories in the Community Radio Division for programs created by community radio stations. We also had a record-breaking year for submissions with close to 1,000. Thanks again to Hometown Media Awards sponsor Municipal Captioning. We could not have put on this special event without your help and support. We will meet our other hosts for tonight's event. Mike Johnson, coming to us from Minneapolis, Minnesota, and Kat Meow Garcia joining us from Portland, Oregon. First is the About Access and Empowerment category. These are programs that exemplify how community access television empowers people to speak about issues that affect them. In the category of Access Center Professional, the hometown goes to Teresa Martin from Lower Cape TV.
Every community has many different stories. Collectively, these stories shape us, define us, and help us create a cohesive place that we call home. If we don't tell our stories, who will? I support nonprofit local media because local matters.
In the category of Independent Producer, the hometown goes to Ron Balaguer from Manhattan Neighborhood Network.
More than darkness in the depths.
Greg Sutton, who manages operations here at MNN Network.
In a world where 5 companies own all the media, how do you get to say the thing that you want to say? And you do that by coming to a public access organization like MNN. And here we...
The Access Program Promo category recognizes short promotional videos, less than 5 minutes in length, about an access program or channel. In the category of Access Center Professional, the hometown goes to Josh Sibley from ETV Egan Television.
The owners of a dairy store in Cedar Grove helped organize it. In the early years, the Egan Lions Club organized the parade and festival. And every year since, it's gotten bigger and better, growing to a festival that draws thousands of people from all over the metro.
In the category of Independent Producer, the hometown goes to Gilda Miros from Manhattan Neighborhood Network.
And we continue to dream and work.
And is written and directed by Zan Hall. Stage and said, "Theater is my religion, my life."
Bill Galarno passed over 1 week after we finished recording.
It could be another reason why you called me in.
And what would that be?
In the category of Student, the hometown goes to Sam Derringer and Daniel Gorbanov from Arlington Community Media Incorporated.
Welcome back to UView, the show dedicated to all things Arlington youth.
Next up, animation. These are complete programs using 2D or 3D techniques. In the category of Access Center Professional, the hometown goes to Teresa Martin from Lower Cape TV.
Class of 2020 is celebrating their achievements on June 7th at the Wellfleet Drive-In. We want you to get involved. Parents and family members, send us a video wishing your graduating student a job well done. We're looking for videos of 30 seconds or less and shot horizontally.
In the category of Independent Producer, the hometown goes to Madison Schleif and Mike Schleif.
All about our great winter hibernation. When the days grow colder and the snow and ice start to fall, we bears get ready for the long, long sleep through the cold winter season. We call it hibernation. That's when all the sleepy fairies leave the tree, travel down to our little town, and sprinkle dream dust on all our sleepy bears.
In the category of student, the hometown goes to Alexa Alyashmerny from Bay Area Video Coalition.
Loose and relaxed. Turn your attention now to your breathing. Breathe naturally, slowly, as your thoughts wander.
The audio programming category covers news, talk, music, or entertainment audio broadcasts from an access center on the radio, internet, or as a podcast. In the category of Access Center Professional, the hometown goes to Jonathan Caleri, Allison Tucker, and Tara Brooke Watkins from Quincy Access Television and Eastern Nazarene College.
Or mother just died. Or a young man. Yes, I bet that's it.
Oh dear.
She's a pretty girl. She'd obviously been crying when she came in. Perhaps that's her fiancé they're burying now.
Watson, you...
In the category of community radio, the hometown goes to Nia Gray and Althea Billings from Grassroot News.
What is the Woke Church? Dr. Eric Mason's Woke Church book is an urgent call for Christians in America to confront racism.
In these times that we're going through quite the time. We're going through a pandemic that involves a virus, but we're also dealing with a sin issue called racism.
In the category of audio programming independent producer, the hometown goes to Aubrey Seal from Impact Norwood.
Yeah, we've already gotten some preliminary statistics about it. For example, we now know if you're between the ages of 18 and 24, 25% of that population has seriously considered suicide during the pandemic. So we already know that. The Youth Risk Behavior Survey stats right now are not updated, but I think they'll reflect.
Next up, we have children's programs, informational or entertainment programs targeted for children 12 years old and younger. In the category of Access Center Professional, the hometown goes to Sue Riddle, Liza Abramsky, Andrew Cromarty, and Dee White from Nantucket Community Television Incorporated. In the category of independent producer, the hometown goes to Madison Schleif and Mike Schleif.
Our little town and sprinkle dream dust on all our sleepy bears, helping us fall asleep fast for the winter season. And now, young ones, the days are getting colder, and the time for hibernation is upon us once again. For tonight is the eve of winter, and after sunset,
in the category of student, the hometown goes to YPM Summer Class from Thurston Community Media.
And this is my hamster Beans. I wanted to have my own pet, so I saved up for him.
Hi, my name is Jacob, and this is my dog Teddy. He loves our mom most.
This is my story about my dog named Lou. She has a lot of energy.
Next, let's recognize our winner of the Community Events Activism Rallies category, awarded for coverage of community events such as rallies and events intended to bring about social or political change. In the category of Access Center Professional, the Omni Center for Public Media Incorporated.
Amid the Montgomery boycotts, as I watched people walk away, I had a feeling that no force on earth could stop this movement. It had the elements to touch the hearts of men.
In the category of independent producer, the hometown goes to Chris Casaburi and Lisa Caslin from Putnam County Business Council.
We're following all the rules. We're wiping everything down, sanitizer's there.
Me and my employees, we wipe the salt and pepper shakers every time somebody gets up from that table.
How's it going, Putnam? My name is Rich Parenti. I own Clock Tower Grill with my wife, Cassie. I think right now people are super excited to go out. We're trying to make them forget about whatever's going on in the real world.
In the category of student, the hometown goes to Alexa Colley, Fiona McMahon, Nico Mastrangelo from Northampton Open Media and Northampton High School Tech.
The only candidates I've ever seen win in my life, the 29 years that I've been alive, have been candidates who've been able to rally young, excited people.
Well, I love the Strokes, first of all, and I love Bernie Sanders, and I back him so hard, and this is just so much fun.
In the category of community radio, the hometown goes to WACA TV production crew and the Ashland community.
Heavens, no man, no weapon formed against, yes, glory is destined. Everyday women and men become legends. Sins that go against our skin become blessings. The movement is
we stand together against racism.
Justice.
Our next awards are for Community Events General, awarded for coverage of community events such as award ceremonies and other special community events. The winners are, in the category of Access Center Professional, the hometown goes to District of Columbia Network from DC Office of Cable Television, Film, Music, and Entertainment.
From season 15 of America's Got Talent, Malik Doe. Ron Moten presents the Pure Elegance Band featuring Just Paul, Weensy, Jata Freeman, and Anwan Big G Glover.
In the category of Community Events General Independent Producer, the hometown goes to Mike Scafati from Norwood Community Media.
I hope that this thing doesn't go flying off.
Yeah.
I think it'll be okay.
Good luck, baby girl. Love you.
Audrey, Patricia, Scafati.
In the category of Community Events General Student, the hometown goes to producer Holly Van Wee and supervisor Karen Henderson from Westboro TV.
Westboro was founded on the ideals of commerce, creativity, and connection.
Which is why local businesses have been the backbone of our community.
We've adjusted our business models for the health and safety of our customers.
Because we love the Westboro community.
And we're here to serve you.
So come visit us and join the movement to shop local.
Community events, parades, festivals are awarded for coverage of community events such as parades and festivals. In the category of Access Center Professional, the hometown goes to Steve Marks, Charlotte Lucian, Laura Bean, Kayvon Spencer, and Lindsay Briggs from Boston Neighborhood Network.
We have the ability not only to sustain pain, but to create out of pain and to generate something constructive.
In the category of Independent Producer, the hometown goes to Sam Baltrusis from Union Square, Main Street's Somerville Media Center.
If that's where you're at, Fluff Fear Factor is for you.
Welcome to Fluff Fear Factor 2020. This is my submission. It's fluff with an octopus tentacle purchased at Reliable Market from in Union Square and some local.
Our next category is Community Impact. These are awarded to programs that generate community involvement. In the category of Community Impact Access Center Professional, the hometown goes to Dina Schumacher and Lou Young from LMC Media.
The wealthiest counties in America. The problem that was here before the pandemic has exploded since the virus came to stay.
We're distributing 4 times as much food as we did pre-pandemic. We've doubled our frequency from every other week to every week.
In the category of Independent Producer, the hometown goes to Connie Collins LLC and Jenny Young of She Did It Videography from Recycle Medina County.
Well, we have to know what to do with these guys. Thanks for asking.
Well, the only thing that you can do with this stuff is then throw it away.
I can be recycled, but only through a special program like the RAP program.
Ooh!
In the category of Community Radio, the hometown goes to Ariane Bracco from Phillycam.
Cómo funciona la educación, cómo funcionan las finanzas, cómo funcionan diferentes cosas de nuestra vida diaria que
parecen iguales a lo que conocemos en Latinoamérica, pero el sistema interno, sobre todo aquí, que en cada estado es diferente, en cada ciudad hay diferentes.
The Cultural Perspectives category recognizes programs that enhance appreciation of diverse ethnic and cultural groups or lead to greater understanding of foreign countries, their people, and customs. In the category of Cultural Perspectives Access Center Professional, the hometown goes to Omni Center for Public Media Incorporated.
We all bleed the same. Hey, I wrote you a letter and I was gonna mail it to you, but I thought it'd be best if I just stayed in person. So here goes.
In the category of Independent Producer, the hometown goes to the Loop Lab and Matt Malakowski.
Museum of the National Center for Afro-American Artists in Roxbury. The film you are about to see represents narratives of Boston residents who shared a part of their lives in a letter to choreographer Rafael Palacios, artistic director of Afro-Colombian Dance Company.
In the category of Cultural Perspectives Student, the hometown goes to Galana Moody, Denham Henderson, and Isaac Pierce from GHS TV Germantown High School Television.
But everybody else was telling me that you shouldn't.
The Stonewall riots, Harvey Milk's election in San Francisco, the murder of Matthew Shepard. All of these historic events and figures have impacted LGBTQ students, but still aren't mentioned in high school history books.
For too long.
In the category of Cultural Perspectives Community Radio, the hometown goes to Marissa Mealy from Philly Camp.
I'm your host, Marissa, and I'm doing some specialty programming right here on the Philly Cam airwaves on Sundays from 1 to 2 p.m. The name of my show is Not Your Mother's Tongue, and today we are traveling around Ethiopia hearing music that spans the decades.
We will now turn things over to Mike in Minnesota.
Thank you, Jessica. Moving on to our next category, Democracy in Action, awarded to programs that cover national, state, or local elections. In the category of Democracy in Action Access Center Professional, the hometown goes to TC Media staff from Thurston Community Media.
We just don't know. We don't know how things are going to play out in terms of what voters are going to do, how COVID is going to affect things.
So in the Thurston County Commission District 1, Carolina Mejia has 61% of the vote, C. Davis 38.5% of the vote, 38.63%.
In the category of Democracy in Action Independent Producer, the hometown goes to Jason Riles and Terry Christensen.
Ken Yeager, and we as an attorney in San Jose, and he also ran a strong third place in the Berryessa Council District, which we'll be talking about. We'll look at other key races and their significance for the future of politics in the Valley. And that's what's coming up on Valley Politics.
In the category of Democracy in Action Student, the hometown goes to Caitlin Poindexter, Madison Ricks, Maya Mitchell, Ternice Anderson, and Shelby Talley from Germantown High School Television.
Welcome to this special edition of GHS TV's award-winning talk show, Crosstalk. I'm your moderator, Caitlin Poindexter. To say it's been a wild 2020 is an understatement. The U.S. has endured a presidential impeachment.
In the category of Democracy in Action Community Radio, the hometown goes to Nathan Moore and Ariane Ballou from WTJU 91.1 FM.
Newsweek just ran a story that asks why there's an ammo shortage in America. The answer? People are buying a hell of a lot of ammunition, and suppliers are struggling to keep up with demand.
Next up are those in the documentary category awarded to documentary format programs about an event, occurrence, or issue of social importance. The category of Documentary Access Center Professional, the hometown goes to Lubna Takruri from BAVC.
In plain sight, in places you might not suspect.
This is the building where Jimbo's Bop City was located, around the corner on Post, right in what is Japantown now. This was probably an internationally known after-hours place that was started originally by Jimbo Edwards, who had a Waffle House.
In the category of independent producer, the hometown goes to Matthew Mealer, Central Valley Community Foundation, from CMAC, Fresno Clovis.
The idea was to, in a way, recreate the old Madera Sugar Pine Railroad operation as a tourist railroad, given the chance for the people to see what happened in the old days.
In the category of documentary student, the hometown goes to Ilana Moody, Denham Henderson, and Isaac Pierce from GHS-TV, Germantown High School Television.
About ourselves as individuals and have not been part of the text, literally, of our schooling.
You just can't pick and choose what history you want to follow. You have to know everything, no matter if you agree with it or not, because it still happened.
The documentary biography category awarded to documentary format programs that examine a person or organization. In the category of documentary biography access center professional, the hometown goes to Daniel J. Leone, Lucia Dragos, and Andrew Guidoni from Queens Public Television.
Here for you. All right. And if you can stand up and talk to a whole crowd of people, right, and point to them and talk to them and tell them all these things, this is nothing. All right.
In the category of independent producer, the hometown goes to Maria Gerstin from New TV.
Когда я приехала в Америку, я поняла, что мне надо начинать заново.
In the category of documentary biography student, the hometown goes to Sonia Panaridi from Cambridge Community.
It's the place all of your friends live. It's the snow and the cold. Or maybe home is the place your parents grew up. Home is Albania. It's the country you've never lived in, with the burning hot summer weather and the other seasons you've never experienced. It's the country with family members you don't remember. It's the country with family members who want something you can't give.
In the category of documentary biography community radio, the hometown goes to Terra Lake from Philly Cam.
I'm a stranger in this country and I don't understand you.
Well, he's a and we don't want for nothing. Would you have your daughter marry a
But if you do not want to work with him, I'll put him by myself. There's room enough on the premises.
Next up, we present winners for educational activities awarded for videos that describe school-sponsored programs or feature events sponsored by educational institutions or school districts. In the category of Access Center Professional, the hometown goes to producer Corey Lang from QCTV.
Does anybody have a problem with their coffee today, or did everything go smoothly?
Marty Beegler teaches students with developmental disabilities.
Hi, Dad.
And on this particular Tuesday morning, these kids are making coffee. The program is called Jaguar Java.
In the category of Educational Activities Independent Producer, the hometown goes to Joshua Wixer, AHS Student Council, and Allison Rose from WACA
Gotta be the
TV.
fastest to win this. Are you ready? Set, go.
In the category of Educational Activities Student, the hometown goes to Broadcast Media students Keith Oppenheim and Jess Wilson from Champlain College and Media Factory.
Introduce our stories and even interview each other. So, say hi, everyone. Let's give a preview of what you're going to see.
A story that will make you hungry. Our classmates take us to Vermont diners and show how these restaurants do more than feed us.
In the Educational Profile category, awarded for programs that promote educational institutions or showcase the school district students or employees at work. In the category of Educational Profile Access Center Professional, the hometown goes to Allison Long, Leonid Mazer, Mallory Kenny, and Michael Wheeler from GHS-TV, Germantown High School Television.
Hello and welcome to a new edition of Shelby County Schools Report. We're coming to you from the studios of Germantown High School Television. I'm Caitlin Poindexter.
And I'm Kadita Gassama. Each month, we highlight various people, programs, and events making a difference in our school system.
In the category of Educational Profile Independent Producer, the hometown goes to Brian Olette and Kathy Lucero from Woburn Historical Society.
We're here at the pond, and I'd like to tell you about the wonderful history of Hon Pond. We're here at this different section of Hon Pond, and for those who say Hon Pond like I do, it is H-O-R-N, Horn Pond. But I wanted you to understand what was here and how important this section.
In the category of Educational Profile Student, the hometown goes to Caitlin Poindexter, Madison Ricks, Maya Mitchell, Ternice Anderson, and Shelby Talley from GHS-TV, Germantown High School Television.
Their college acceptance processes. Here with us to talk about how a local university is dealing with college admissions is Paige Rooney from the University of Memphis Admissions Department. Ms. Rooney, thank you for taking time out of your schedule to join me today.
Absolutely, I'm happy to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
Our next category was new this year, Emergency Communications. These are programs that help communicate important emergency information to residents. In the category of Emergency Communications Access Center Professional, the hometown goes to Robert Cam, Martha Correa, and Kerr Gesolga from Thurston Community TV.
Fake news and some fake bulletins. Can you tell me a little bit about what happened there?
Some folks decided that they were going to put my name on a city letterhead that I was declaring my state of emergency, and I was going to tell all the businesses to shut down. And
Moving on to Entertainment and Arts Series, awarded to programs designed to entertain and amuse using visual media or performance arts, sports commentary, and entertainment talk shows. In the category of Entertainment and Arts Series Access Center Professional, the hometown goes to LTV staff from Local TV Inc.
The gospel means good news. So we came to sing some good.
In the category of Entertainment and Arts Series Independent Producer, the hometown goes to Joseph White, Allison Rose, Barbara Chisholm, and the Ashland Community Theater Players from WACA TV.
Excuse me, could I ask you a question?
Sure.
This is going to sound ridiculous. You're going to think I'm crazy.
Believe me, I am in no position to judge anyone on that score.
In the category of Entertainment and Arts Series Student, the hometown goes to Aaron Wagenheim and Matan Fields from Northampton Open Media, NHS Tech.
I used to be really passionate about sort of the playing aspect of music, like playing out in front of people and just being more of just like a musician. But recently I've been more passionate about producing and
Now for Entertainment and Arts, single episode, awarded to a single episode of a program designed to entertain and amuse using visual media or performance arts, sports commentary, and entertainment talk shows. In the category of Entertainment and Arts, single episode Access Center Professional, the hometown goes to Tom Balos from Community Access Media, Erie.
In Erie, Pennsylvania. Did you guys have fun with the touch the thing and the... Pretty cool, right? Okay, so I'm Bobby Borgia, and I have a question for you. When you think of the greatest magician in the history of magic, who do you think of?
In the category of Entertainment and Arts, single episode Independent Producer, the hometown goes to Alan Kobernick, producer from CCP TV, Community College of Philadelphia.
There really needs to be just one love.
I am from Hawaii. In the dirty and quiet part of your favorite vacation, you must understand. One hand on a handlebar, cop chasing around me like, you can't ride on the sidewalk, living out my best life.
In the category of Entertainment and Arts Single Episode Student, the hometown goes to Miguel Wharton, Lucas Lang, Beckett Culkins, and Corbin LaPlante from Northampton Open Media NHS Tech.
Make good choices. Choices! Everybody, choices! How are they gonna make them?
Ah, geez, I'm getting worried about this. We gotta do something.
Wait, I have an idea.
Hello, NHS. We are now 252 days into this pandemic, but we're still alive and kicking.
In the category of Entertainment and Arts Single Episode Community Radio, the hometown goes to Larry Krotka from WTBR FM Pittsfield Community Radio.
Only 9 years old, and I didn't really understand what all the hubbub was about, especially with all those girls screaming. Actually, Elvis's performances, first on radio, then on TV, began 2 years earlier in 1954.
The experimental category, awarded to a risk-taking or unique work that challenges traditional boundaries using innovative production techniques. In the category of Experimental Access Center Professional, the hometown goes to Mark Crosby and John Sullivan from Quincy Access Television.
Dimension of higher consciousness. You are moving into a land of sustainability. You've just crossed over into the recycle zone. Take, if you will, one Lady O'Grady. She thought she was a recycler extraordinaire.
In the category of Experimental Independent Producer, the hometown goes to Hannah Dennison and Lucas Huffman from Cradle to Grave Arts. In the category of Experimental Student, the hometown goes to Sophia Montoya from Bay Area Video Coalition. The category of Government Activities, awarded for videos that describe government programs and services or feature events sponsored by government agencies. In the category of Government Activities Access Center Professional, the hometown goes to Pamela Gardner from Fairfax County Government Channel 16.
The Friends of Green Spring, Frogs, was formed in 1993. The group provides vital financial and volunteer support. Green Spring's Witch Hazel Collection, over 215 plants representing 110 different types, became an accredited national collection.
In the category of Government Activities Independent Producer, the hometown goes to Megan Corbett from Norwood Community Media.
We're under the lights. I am solo. I am missing my usual co-host, Jack McCarthy. This is our COVID edition of election results. So this was a most unusual campaign. You must be feeling like $1 million.
I do, but it's a very odd campaign.
Now for government meeting coverage, awarded for programming that helps citizens understand and follow local government meetings. In the category of Government Meeting Coverage Access Center Professional, the hometown goes to Aaron Chiusano, Sherry Taylor, and Richard Turner from Community Media Center of Carroll County.
However, the weather has eliminated our opportunity to engage with you in person.
We've started putting together a real preliminary master plan.
Please stay tuned for instructions on how to submit your input virtually.
It will take us to an aerial view of Wakefield Valley.
Our next award is Government Profile, presented for programs that feature government departments or showcase government employees at work. In the category of Government Profile Access Center Professional, the hometown goes to Matt Carl and Jonathan Alexander from Hyattsville Community Media.
A wonderful park. So I was pretty impressed when I came to work here.
call my mother. It's my dream job, it's my dream job. So we have an organic field maintenance program here in Hyattsville, and we use things like this natural squid.
In the category of Government Profile Independent Producer, the hometown goes to Peter G. Engeldrum and Joyce Wessner from WinCam.
Right now I'm working on the fall town meeting warrant. A warrant is actually a document that lists a number of agenda items.
All right, kiddos, I gotta go to town meeting. I'll see you later.
Bye. We have a quorum, so the town meeting members will please take their seats.
It's moved and seconded that $925,000 be appropriated from the Capital Stabilization Fund.
Are we coming?
In the category of Informational Talk Show Single Episode, awarded to discussion programs, interviews designed to inform viewers on a specific topic. In the category of Information Talk Show Single Episode Access Center Professional, the hometown goes to County Cable Montgomery.
Glad to be back, thanks.
Let me start off. This is your second year in your third term on the council. So you've been around for a little while. Yeah, you've been around for a little while. Talk a little bit about how things have changed. Your profile has kind of been raised a little bit more as a county leader.
In the category of Information Talk Show Single Episode Independent Producer, the hometown goes to Representative Jack Lewis and Connor Donovan from WACA TV.
Our grocery stores are open for safety reasons. None of this happened. I'm just sort of giving you examples of how this plays out for people without getting into specifics too much. How this plays out for people, because then it's like, well, they're open next door, but we're not open here.
In the category of Information Talk Show Single Episode Student, the hometown goes to Jemiah Chase and Shelby Talley from GHS TV, Germantown High School Television.
Chase. This time of year, it is important to discuss pivotal achievements in African American history and the people behind them. Here in Henning, Tennessee, is where the Alex Haley Museum, where the young Alex Haley wrote his prize-winning novel, Roots.
In the category of Informational Talk Show Single Episode Community Radio, the hometown goes to Jeffrey Jones and Jacqueline Jordan from PhillyCam.
Facing throughout this pandemic. Talk about how, the reality of the situation and how people can really navigate through this, because it's real. It's not nothing like people can be dismissive of.
Our next category is Informational Talk Show Series, awarded to discussion programs, interviews designed to inform viewers on a specific topic. In the category of Informational Talk Show Series Access Center Professional, the hometown goes to Emily Vidal and Monica Weitzel from Metro East Community Media.
Black-led and community-driven, this group is a community action plan involved in activism work. With us today is Ty Carpenter, president of Don't Shoot Portland. Ty, it's a pleasure to have you on the show. Thanks for coming.
Hi, Monica. Thank you for accommodating the timing and just everything changing so much on a daily basis.
In the category of Informational Talk Show Series Independent Producer, the hometown goes to Mercedes Wilson, Caprice D. Butts, Richard Zapp, Buck Williams, and Phil Jackson from Lockport Community Television.
Really, my background was mental health. I have a bachelor's in music therapy, master's mental health from UB. Did about 16 years in the clinical world. Did a lot of mental health trauma, worked for hospice.
In the category of Informational Talk Show Series Student, the hometown goes to Jemiah Chase, Caitlin Poindexter, Madison Ricks, Maya Mitchell, Ternice Anderson, and Shelby Talley from GHS TV, Germantown High School Television.
Welcome back to Crosstalk. At 36 years old, Ramesh Akbiri is easily the youngest member of the Tennessee State Senate.
In the category of Informational Talk Show Series Community Radio, the hometown goes to Lynn Borton from WERA 96.7 FM, Arlington Independent Media.
My curiosity allows me, even on particularly difficult days, to just enjoy how things function and be amazed. And I think that keeps me curious about being alive.
Our next winners are in the category of Instructional Training. These videos provide how-to advice or teach a subject or skill. In the category of Instructional Training Access Center Professional, The hometown goes to Adam Sayer, Kristen Bates, Andrew Hamilton, and Michelle Balconi from Norwell Spotlight TV. In the category of Instructional Training, Independent Producer, the hometown goes to Carolyn Greiko, Carol Ann Rousseau, and Sandy Seglin from Methuen Community Studios.
And this is going to wilt right down. You could add fresh herbs with this if you wanted to.
Okay.
Yep, just go right on top. Oh, that looks amazing. Yep, perfect. And I want you, dump that in the sink, you're good. And
in the category of Instructional Training Student, the hometown goes to Katie Lair from Northampton Open Media NHS Tech.
You can do the other side by following the fold created by the first side.
Now for our local performances winners, featuring music concerts, plays, or dance performances. In the category of Local Performances Access Center Professional, the hometown goes to Michael Wheeler and Matthew Hayner from GHS TV, Germantown High School Television. In the category of Local Performances Independent Producer, the hometown goes to Rob Dumais and Monica Bliss from Town Players.
High above the trees away on. I wish I had a river so long.
In the category of Local Performances Student, the hometown goes to Broad Brothers and New England Youth Theater from Brattleboro Community Television.
And circulate additional air during scene breaks. We would then use film trickery to make it seem like everybody was in the same space.
We would use a couple different techniques. Split screen, we would shoot everybody separately in a wide, stitching it together later, or cutting between close-ups where we would shoot people individually, alone on stage, and piece it all together.
Magazine shows. Programs comprised of several pre-produced segments or stories on different topics introduced by a host or narrative. In the category of Magazine Shows Access Center Professional, the hometown goes to City of Torrance from Torrance City Cable.
When I first started here in 1988, I was the young 22-year-old, and the elder statesman basically called me the kid, and now in 2020, I am the elder statesman.
Although now a father himself, he's still young at heart when it comes to making sure the playground is safe for kids in the community.
In the category of Magazine Shows Independent Producer, the hometown goes to Jeff Straight from Bloomington Community Access Television and SW-TV. In the category of Magazine Shows Student, the hometown goes to Jessica Lee, Maya Mitchell, Ternice Anderson, and Madison Ricks from GHS TV, Germantown High School Television. Our next set of awards will be presented by Cat Meow in Oregon.
Thank you, Mike. The Mixed and Transmedia category features programs that use different media forms: still imagery, animation, transmedia, puppetry, spoken word, etc. In the category of Mixed and Transmedia Access Center Professional, the hometown goes to City of Carmel and Adam Grubb Media.
Go around a roundabout. But what about as a pedestrian? Like if you're standing on the sidewalk, does the car have to stop for you? Oh, no, they don't.
In the category of mixed and transmedia student, the Hometown Award goes to Daniel Gorbanov from Arlington Community Media, Inc.
Our goal for this project was to give students a way to reflect on the school closure.
The music video category includes programs that feature the creative fusion of original music and video images. In the category of Music Video Access Center Professional, the Hometown goes to Ivana Horvat, Jean Hall, DeJour McKinley, Raisha Paris, M. Libretto Jackson, Red Ray Frazier, Mike Crenshaw, David Van Overeem from Metro East Community Media.
Party like it's Mardi Gras. Why they plotting to get rid of y'all? Mr. Fascist.
In the category of Music Video Independent Producer, the Hometown goes to Jermaine Coles from Queens Public Television.
Dance, dance and see. You're the most pretty blooming flower here in the room. Take my hand, step to the right, then right again.
In the category of Music Video Student, the Hometown goes to GMPS TV Director Robert Zahn from GMPS TV.
Yeah.
The news category includes regularly scheduled programs providing coverage of local issues, people, places, and events through reports, interviews, and video clips. In the category of News Access Center Professional, the Hometown goes to County Cable Montgomery.
Welcome to County Report this week. I'm Lorna Virgili, and thank you for watching. The year has started with Purple Line construction in downtown Silver Spring, and bus route modifications have been made in response to construction in and around the Paul Surveillance Transit Center.
In the category of New Student, the Hometown goes to Holbrook Middle High School from Holbrook Community Access and Media. Now for our original drama comedy winners, which include presentation of original comedy or dramatic script written for television. In the category of original drama, Comedy Access Center Professional, the Hometown goes to SMC Youth Media from Somerville Media Center.
Okay, so listen, my son, he, was supposed to come home yesterday, and he comes home every day after
I found
school.
him!
My son?
Chester! My Cheetos! Lunchtime. What's the story? Come on.
Okay, so anyway, what I'm saying is that
in the category of original drama, comedy community radio, the Hometown goes to Nia Gray, Cecil Prescott, Diane Johnson, Michelle Milton from Grassroots News Northwest.
Let's talk about race. Use satire to make a point. And here's our favorite satire of 2020.
Good morning, Mr. Hunt. Your mission, and you have no choice but to accept it, is to live on a fixed income. You know.
In the category of original drama, comedy independent producer, the Hometown goes to Alan Kabernick, producer from CCPTV Community College of Philadelphia.
Primrose?
Oh, I'm sick.
The tachyon irradiation begins to destroy your...
In the category of original drama comedy student, the Hometown goes to Hunter Tabor, Aiden Pierce, and Dylan Stegballer from Laura Batchelor Middle School, BTV. The public health programming categories are programs that educate the public about community health initiatives and aim to prevent disease or injury. In the category of public health programming, Access Center Professional, the hometown goes to Georgia Humphrey, Jeffrey Knox, from Gorham Community Access Media.
Parents and caregivers will follow the perimeter of the drive area in the village school basketball court near the gym to line up and drop students off.
And washes her hands after eating. The teacher is sanitizing her desk. Weather permitting, Jordan's teacher will conduct lessons outdoors when
In the category of public health programming, community radio, the hometown goes to Lily Wasserman from KCAW Sitka.
Reactions. People have reactions to the vaccine that include we call it vasovagal response, but I mean it's like fainting.
In the category of public health programming, independent producer, the hometown goes to Beverly Council in Aging from Bev Camp.
Arms down by our sides. So any kind of a chair that's sturdy and you're comfortable in will work. So we'll begin with our head turns. We're going to do 10. We're going to turn and we're going to look over our shoulder and we're going to hold that. 3, 2, 1.
In the category of public health programming student, the hometown goes to Nick Donovan, Jared Smith, and Chris Nippert from SCTV Blue Devil Film Club.
Funny.
Our next category is public service announcements. Short videos, less than 1 minute, promoting a community event or organization, or presenting a particular social message. In the category of public service announcement, Access Center Professional, the hometown goes to Scott Mayernick from Village of Elk Grove Village, EGTV.
Hello, Elk Grove Village resident.
In the category of public service announcements, independent producer, the hometown goes to Oswald Williams, Brian Odiambo, Steve Chen from Queens Public Television.
Every little thing you do makes a difference. I just want to make peace in the world because 2020 has been a bad bet.
Nice to meet you.
In the category
My
of
name is
public
Sophia.
service
I'm an
announcement
Asian
student,
American.
the hometown goes to
Therefore, I get the
GNPS
coronavirus.
TV Director Robert
Also
Zahn
known as Kung
from
Flu and the
GNPS
China virus.
TV crew.
Except I'm not a virus. Nobody is a virus. When COVID-19 had not yet reached a case in the United States, I remember sitting at a lunch table.
Another new category added in 2021 was racial justice and civil rights. These are programs that educate, inform, and advance racial justice or civil rights work. In the category of racial justice and civil rights programming Access Center Professional, the hometown goes to Valerie Bay from Fairfax County Government, Channel 16.
People have exercised their First Amendment rights in front of the iron gates of the White House for more than a century. Suffragists, known as Silent Sentinels, were the first. They were hundreds of women organized by Alice Paul.
Name a time
In the category of racial justice and civil rights programming community radio, The hometown goes to Elizabeth Bangura and Mara Schwab from WTJU Virginia Audio Collective.
Raising the cost of certain things, like certain student activities. And I would remember just always being the person in the room who was the one with the black friends or the friends who were, identifying as low income.
In the category of racial justice and civil rights programming, independent producer, the hometown goes to Jason Duong, Julisse Graham, Central Valley Community Foundation from CMAC Fresno Clovis.
National headlines. The state of Louisiana will not charge 2 police officers in the shooting death of Bolton Sterling, the father of 5. The
seventh night of protests in Louisville, Kentucky, as thousands demanded justice.
In the category of racial justice and civil rights programming student, the hometown goes to Katie Lair and Kiara Howard from Northampton Open Media, NHS Tech.
To me and the people I surround myself with and my family because I am black. And also the fact that I look up to a lot of civil rights activists, but not only that, but the fact that Black history didn't only start.
We were so excited to add the Community Radio Division this year, along with the Radio DJ of the Year category. This is for programs produced by DJs of community radio stations. In the category of Radio DJ of the Year, the Hometown Award goes to Russ Perry from WTJU 91.1 FM.
Sweeps of creativity and innovation. With this abundance of music at our fingertips, it can be difficult for working musicians to be heard. Jazz at 100 today celebrates the incredible music of the living treasures who keep pushing boundaries while standing on the shoulders of giants.
In the category of Radio DJ of the Year student, the hometown goes to Brian Manning from Watertown Cable Access Corp.
So, today we are going to talk about something spooky. The Paul is Dead conspiracy. On October 1969, a listener called in to Russ Gibbs.
Spiritual, inspirational community programs deal with religion, spirituality, or acknowledges a connection with a higher power. In the category of spiritual, inspirational community radio, the hometown goes to Nia Gray, Althea Billings from Grassroots News Northwest.
Now we are willing to repent and recommit ourselves, our bodies, and our resources for the movement for justice.
For a long time, evangelicals have been, if not leading, very much at the forefront of kind of.
In the category of Spiritual Inspirational Access Center Professional, the hometown goes to Eugene Gusenhoven, Lloyd Bryan, DJ Unga from Access Fort Wayne.
Ball up in a thing called politics, and I hope for a brighter tomorrow. A day when we can pass every man and woman on the street and greet them with a smile. No matter, you can say, hey brother, is there a load you got to bear? I help you.
In the category of Spiritual Inspirational Independent Producer, the hometown goes to Carolyn McGee and Allison Rose from WACA-TV.
You know, we've all been sheltering in place due to the pandemic. I don't like the term social isolation. I prefer to use physical distancing because I think being connected is so important.
Next up are the winners for sports coverage, game of the week, or coverage of sports activities or competitions. In the category of sports coverage access center professional, the hometown goes to the Omni Center for Public Media, Inc., City of Carmel. In the category of sports coverage independent producer, the hometown goes to Larry Smith From Body Smith Productions, Metro East Community Media.
That have high intensity intervals, and we'll be trying to prove that theory. If you can do 40 push-ups, that you could possibly live longer. Not the fact that you're doing the push-ups.
In the category of sports coverage student, the hometown goes to Sophie Bennett, Anthony Azzaro from Northampton Open Media NHS Tech.
Theo Star to learn more about how their season's going. How much running are you doing in 1 week of practice during cross-country season?
At the beginning of the season, we were getting around 45 to 55 miles a week, but now that we have more races, we dropped it down a little bit.
Underserved Voices, programs produced by individuals with developmental or physical challenges or created about subjects of interest, areas of concern in underserved communities. In the category of Underserved Voices, Access Center Professional, the hometown goes to Darian Lahman from RCTV, Rochester's Community Media Center.
Not only that, we didn't lock our doors. Now, how about that?
In 1950, 80% of all people of color in Rochester lived in that 3rd ward and that 7th ward.
Do you remember any of the riots that were?
In the category of Underserved Voices Community Radio, the hometown goes to Una Noling, Fiona Noling, and Rachel Caddy from 90.1 FM KKFI Kansas City Community Radio.
Good to see you. And of course, Fiona is at home because we are maintaining our strict social distancing to be safe for ourselves and the community. So Fiona's joining us by phone.
In the category of Underserved Voices Independent Producer, the hometown goes to Nancy Peña, Gary Cuya, and Minor Martinez from Colores Latinos TV.
¿Qué te motivó a seguir la carrera de periodismo en Guatemala?
En primer lugar, pues, el descubrir la habilidad verbal, ¿verdad? Y en segundo lugar, la lectura.
Periodista, ¿qué cambios tú quieres hacer en
In the category of Underserved Voices Student, the hometown goes to Gilliana Moody, Denham Henderson, and Isaac Pierce from GHS TV, Germantown High School Television.
I did feel ashamed because I just believed that there was nothing wrong with liking the same-sex person, but everybody else was telling me that you shouldn't.
The Stonewall riots, Harvey Milk's election in San Francisco.
Next up is voter education, programs that increase participation in voting and local elections. In the category of voter education Access Center Professional, the hometown goes to Betsy Kachmar, Jake Baker, Carrie Wellman, and the League of Women Voters from Access Fort Wayne.
Fought for the right to vote. Susan B. Anthony, Elizabeth Cady Stanton. These were two of the early leaders of the movement. They and others like them thought and fought for the right of women.
In the category of voter education independent producer, the hometown goes to James Farr from Conversation Live Pasadena Media.
The truth.
James Farr live from Pasadena Media Studios. Get ready for more piercing and provocative. The Conversation Live starts now.
In the category of voter education student, the hometown goes to Caitlin Poindexter, Madison Ricks, Maya Mitchell, Ternice Anderson, and Shelby Talley from GHS TV Germantown High School Television.
Edition of GHS TV's award-winning talk show, Crosstalk. I'm your moderator, Caitlin Poindexter. To say it's been a wild 2020 is an understatement. The U.S. has endured.
Web-based programs are international or entertaining programs designed for internet streaming. In the category of web-based programs Access Center Professional, The hometown goes to Peabody TV staff and work study students from Peabody TV.
This is the aptly titled New Normal, and for first-year principal Stephen Magno, the 2020 school year has gotten off more or less without a hitch.
We've had a very smooth opening to school. It's been great getting into classrooms again and seeing teachers teaching and students learning and interacting with each other.
In the category of web-based program student, the hometown goes to GMPS TV, Director Robert Zahn from GMPS TV crew.
And now, our final categories of the Hometown Awards, presented to organizations for their overall excellence. Getting one of the overall excellence reflects the distinction colleagues across the country place on our winners. In the overall excellence in educational access category, awarded to organizations that operate only in educational access channels and resources. In the category of overall excellence educational access under $300,000, the hometown goes to Allison Long from GHS TV Germantown High School Television.
There's a couple of cameras, a couple of on-air personality, and it's really grown into what you see today. It's a multi-million-dollar studio with top-of-the-line technology.
Being able to operate, all of the machinery in the control room, being able to use all of our software and hardware that we have around the studio is a great skill because this is top-of-the-line equipment.
I feel like this class has brightened my horizon. It's something that
In the category of overall excellence educational access $300,000 to $650,000, the hometown goes to Tiffany Saunders, Dan Augustino, Bobby Longoria, and Pam Williams from AISD TV. In the category of overall excellence educational access over $1 million, the hometown goes to MCTV producing team from Montgomery College Television.
Risk of losing their homes once the moratorium is lifted. But here in Montgomery County, we have a rental assistance program for individuals who need help.
If you live in Montgomery County and you're looking for info about the coronavirus, I want to tell you about this website. Keep watching. Hello, student.
Let's go to the overall excellence in government access category, awarded to an organization that operates only government access channels and resources. In the category of overall excellence in government access under $300,000, the hometown goes to Omni Center for Public Media Incorporated, City of Carmel.
Yeah, so while we're on our way, we can talk about bike safety and sharing the road with cyclists.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Oh, watch out, you're in the cycle track.
What is this?
In the category of overall excellence in governmental access, $300,000 to $650,000, the hometown goes to staff and interns from Home TV.
Hello and welcome to Your Choice 2020 primary election coverage, coming to you live from Home TV studios right here in Meridian Township. I'm your host, Ava Bratz, and this evening is probably the most pinnacle time for not only the candidates, but also the community. Everyone here at Home TV comes together, socially distanced of course, to keep you up to date on what's happening in Meridian Township as this 2020 primary election comes to a close tonight. Joining me on air tonight will be Township Manager Frank Walsh, near all the action, providing us with the result, updates, and live interviews.
In the category of overall excellence in governmental access over $1 million, the hometown goes to Donna Manacci, executive producer from Fairfax County Government Channel 16.
or the Mosaic District. The shuttle route offers 2 convenient stops, one at the Dunloring Metro Station and the other at the corner of Merrifield Town Center and District Avenue, just outside Barnes & Noble in the Mosaic District. Relay can hold 3 passengers with social distancing, is ADA accessible, and equipped with a wheelchair access ramp. A safety steward is always on board to make sure.
Our new Overall Excellence category this year was Overall Excellence in Community Radio, awarded to community radio stations. In the category of Overall Excellence in Community Radio, $300,000 to $650,000. The hometown goes to KDRT LP 95.7 FM from Davis Media Access.
That is recorded on my laptop during the pandemic.
Today we'll be broadcasting a bunch of songs requested by our fellow seniors, in addition to remarks from teachers, staff, and students. I know that this was not the senior year fun that we had in mind, but we hope that this event brings you some more of that end-of-year spirit we've been looking forward to.
I'm Autumn Labbe Renault, and today is Tuesday, December 1st, 2020.
In the category of Overall Excellence in Community Radio over $1 million, the hometown goes to Boston Neighborhood Network.
Why? No! No!
You're listening to WBCA LP. 102.9 FM Boston. Boston's community radio station.
WBCA 102.9
radio, WBCA at 102.9 FM.
WBCA radio.
Overall excellence in P, E, or G access awards are given to organizations responsible for any combination of public, educational, and governmental access channels and resources. In the category of Overall Excellence P, E, or G access under $300,000, the hometown goes to Brattleboro Community Television.
If I can just ask a B to that kind of question, it sounds like you've been to retool takes some time. So how long have you actually had this on your radar?
In the category of Overall Excellence PE or G access, $300,000 to $650,000, the hometown goes to Norwood Community Media.
In times of need. NCM produced several restaurant PSAs to promote local takeout dining and provided updates about the local business community and reopening. Stories on the Norwood Public Schools, the Senior Center, and the town's food programs directed those in need to the right place for food. Programming included at-home exercise shows for seniors twice a day.
In the category of Overall Excellence PE or G access, $650,000 to $1 million, the hometown goes to Pasadena Media. In the category of Overall Excellence, PE or G access over $1 million, the hometown goes to Daniel J. Leone, Rosalyn Nieves, Madeline Johnson, Lucia Dragosh, John Leinung, Tyrone Stiff, Joseph Swift, Norin Omar, Christina Gary, and Kyle Mayfort from Queens Public Television.
You can help them is by telling your story.
They're all here for you.
All right. And if you can stand up and talk to a whole crowd of people, right, and point to them and talk to them and tell them all these things.
And now we turn to honor the winners in the category of Overall Excellence in Public Access. This is awarded to organizations that operate only public access channels and resources. In the category of Overall Excellence Public Access under $300,000, the hometown goes to WPAA TV and Community Media Center.
About slavery and generation to generation.
I think we're
here with a few guests.
As Margaret Mead famously said, never underestimate the power of a small group of committed people to change the world.
Helpless and uncertain, we ask, where is normal? And will it ever return?
In the category of Overall Excellence, Public Access, $300,000 to $650,000, the hometown goes to the staff and volunteers of MHTV from Marblehead Community Access and Media Incorporated.
I'm not only paying attention to the road, but I'm paying attention to the odometer in my car to ensure
Approximately 600 students in our community with backpacks filled with brand new supplies that they need for both in-person and remote learning this school year.
Tried to come up with an idea of how to keep some kind of arts in Marblehead happening, and so came up with the idea of making canvases, a desire to see.
In the category of Overall Excellence, Public Access, $650,000 to $1 million, the hometown goes to Robert Schofeld, President, Erica Bradley, Executive Director, and Rebecca Farina, Editor from North Shore TV. In the category of Overall Excellence Public Access, over $1 million, the hometown goes to Cambridge Community Television.
To getting the word out about what is going on.
To our youth and senior programs.
And our robust media classes and virtual events.
We are dedicated to continue being the voice and vision of this city.
Hey Cambridge, it's your mayor Sumbul Siddiqui, and I'm here at the Fieldhouse at Russell Field on Ringe Ave in North Cambridge, getting my COVID-19 test. Let's go inside and see how it's done. Throughout November, the Cambridge Public Health Department.
And that concludes this year's Hometown Media Awards. You can find links to all the award-winning entries on our website at allcommunitymedia.org. Thank you to all of our judges for their time and to all the participants. The competition was great this year. We look forward to seeing you in person next year and hope you consider entering the 2022 awards competition. Thanks to Deb Vinzel of Thurston Community Media and the ACM Foundation's staff and volunteers, especially Barbara Chisholm for putting this year's awards show and competition together. Thanks again to our sponsor, Municipal Captioning, and to you for joining us. Keep making media in your community.